No, we didn't really think about it. You should ask me.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time on the channel, hit subscribe right now. One of the biggest names in symphonic metal, Sirenia, is back with their new album, Riddles, Ruins and Revelations. I sat down with the charismatic singer Emma Zoldan to learn all about it.
Hold into the embrace of fire.
You are very experienced. This is not your first time releasing an album, and right now with COVID, there's no big launch parties and what. So, for somebody as experienced as you, is it then like, same old, been there, done that, or are you still excited and somewhat nervous for a new album?
It's important for us. It's very exciting, and on each album we are delivering something new, and we are really excited to see how people will welcome this new album.
A lot of people sometimes still, introduce you as the somewhat new singer of Sirenia. This is your third full-length album, but what not everybody might know, but the fans definitely do. You've been involved with this band for quite some time. I think the first time you worked with the band is 2003, 2004, something like that. With all the changes that happened throughout the band, why did Morten ask so long to ask you to be the lead singer until 2016?
That's a funny question, because we have talked about that. We have worked for so many times, and sometimes we say, wow, why we didn't collaborate sooner? It was so obvious from the beginning. But I think both for Morten and for me, it was not that obvious in a certain time, because I was at this moment focusing on my opera career.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really, it was maybe complicated for me at this moment to take the risk to do something different. In classical music, it's not always well understood when a singer is doing different kind of genres. So it was at this moment, if Morten had asked to me, it would have been complicated, and he didn't think about it, because as he said to me, for him it was the same. He was seeing me focused on my career in opera, so for him it was not possible that I accept this at this moment.
Yeah.
In 2016, it was different. After all this time, I have experimented a lot of things in classical. I did a lot of things. That was really, really nice. And at this moment, I was really in need of something new, more freedom in music, really. And so when Morten asked me, it was the right moment, and that's what I needed at this moment.
I'm insanely high on your desire.
This album maybe introduces more electronic elements than we've ever heard before. A number of bands have been doing that and are successful with it. I'm thinking of Amaranth. I'm thinking of Beyond the Black. I'm thinking of Within Temptation. When people hear electronic influences, and sometimes people use pop influences, some people think that equals fun. But then if you listen to the songs, it seems that from what I've been able to hear of the album, that a looming sense of fatality is a theme on the album. A lot of the songs deal with things changing and not always being sure what's going to happen. Can you talk a little bit about the influences behind the songs?
We wanted something more fresh, different, more modern in our sounds. That's what pushed us to experiment and to explore these new sonorities that are really new for us. And as you said, there is a contrast between it and the fact that the themes that we are talking about are more or less the same that Sirenia has loved to go through all these years, like life, love, hate, mental disease. And this time, the time that is passing, kind of life experiences, a sense of fatality, as you said. For me, this album is really the album of maturity, inspired by experiences in life.
Yeah. there is a lot going on, musically speaking, on this album. Songs are very layered. There's and I'm thinking specifically of songs like Towards an Early Grave, We Come to Ruins as well, one of the singles. Are you guys already trying to figure out how, as a 4-piece, you would bring these songs live?
We are thinking about, of course, I'm really curious about how all these songs will sound live, and I'm sure there will be fantastic songs live. So I'm very excited to be finally able to experiment it. We have never stopped planning tours during all this complicated period, because we wanted to move forward whatever happens. It's important to be in the projects, even if the situation is really, really complicated. But we have great things to come. Hopefully most of them will happen. But yes, we have worked on tours, on projects. So really looking forward to make these songs live.
Well, I mean, talking about, performing live, you are, and we touched on it, you were not the original singer of the band, and I think by now you're singer number 4, or depending on how we count. You've said in the past that, you want to respect that you have a different singing style than some of the previous singers, and that some things will fit you better, some things will not. People that see the band for the first time live will realize that indeed also for those older songs that the band today sounds differently. Are there particular songs that, predate you as lead singer that you feel really opened up by changing them slightly around so that they work better now?
Yeah, I have took a lot of, and I still take a lot of pleasure in singing these songs. Of course, we all the singers of Sirenia have different ranges and colors.
Exactly.
I think so. We are, for example, Aileen and me, we are total contrast. She's super high and super low.
Yeah.
So of course I had to adapt. So I would say that the 2 songs that I really love to go through, that are more adapted to my range, but also I have loved to appropriate these songs with my personality, are Path to Decay and The Other Side. That's
okay.
2 songs I really love to perform because I feel comfortable with it. It sounds different, of course, because it's my interpretation with my sensibility and emotion. So it sounds different. It can be disturbing for the fans because it sounds totally different. But I have never tried to imitate one or another singer. I have never tried to sing the other side like Monica or possibly like Ellie. Never. I have always been faithful to me, to who I am, and to what my voice is.
Well, I mean, another part of being true to who you are is obviously the fact that you are from France and that you've been the translator for the team as well. You've helped the band out many times with creating some French lyrics as well. You've sang in French on previous albums. On this album again, you guys are obviously sort of covering the 80s pop song Voyage Voyage. But on Downward Spiral, there's also a couple of lines in there, I believe, that are in French in the background. I think maybe that's my favorite song so far after listening to the album a few times. Have you ever? So I personally, like, one of the things that I love with you taking over as the lead singer a number of years ago is that extra unique flavor that you bring, especially when you sing in French or when you use French language. It's something that sets the band apart. Have you ever thought of doing, as maybe a bonus disc, like covering some of the older songs and turning into French versions?
Covering the older songs, yes, of course. There is a lot of that I would really love to sing it with my personality. Didn't really think about singing them in French, but why not? That's a good idea. I think Morten likes a lot music of the French language. The same with the Spanish, with Eleni. He worked with a native language from his singers over time, maybe to explore the sonority of it. So yeah, maybe there is some song that would really sound good in French. Yeah,
there's like a uniqueness to it. I find that somehow I always find on albums that of Sirenia albums where there is some French elements. They tend to be the songs that I personally gravitate towards, but I don't know, maybe that's for another reason.
Yeah, Save Me From Myself. That's a song from the really dark and gothic era from Sirenia. It would really sound great in French. I would.
Yeah.
Sur le Gange ou l'Amazone, chez les blacks, chez les zigs, chez les jaunes, voyage, voyage.
By the way, talking about like sometimes different lines, there's something on the single "We Come to Ruins." It starts off with a soft whisper, and can you share what is being said at that moment?
It is like Latin words. I won't give you an exact translation about it, but it's sounding kind of a magical, mystical formula, that is said magically just before the song is beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I studied Latin in high school, so I'll have to go back and see if I can figure out the mystery. Awesome. By the way, I don't know if that's been ever on the mind of Morten, but I mean, obviously the band was named after the mythological creatures of the Sirens, luring sailors with their beautiful singing. But Sirenia is also the name of the family of animals that are sea cows and manatees. Has anyone ever thought of doing something fun with that instead of the beautiful siren?
No, we didn't really think about it. You should ask him. I think he was more inspired by the mystical.
I assume so. We
come to ruins eventually. Years of deteriorating.
I very much appreciate your time today. I know it's busy. I know the record is coming out in a few days, so that's super exciting. And I'm sure that you can't wait to see all the fans' reactions. So yeah, I'm excited for you guys, and thank you again for your time today.
Oh, thank you for your invitation.
My pleasure.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.